Hey everybody, in this video we're talking about message coming in for the collective. We're going to pull some cards too and draw on the energy that is here. So if you need a moment of grounding, just soak it in. So first and foremost, I'm not going to cut that out because that keeps happening and that's part of the message. You hear that? The sirens. As I'm trying to talk about grounding, that's what keeps happening. So first and foremost, what do you do for grounding? So in this video, we're also going to pull some tarot for the collective and talk about a few messages that are coming in, including grounding. So let's get right to it because there's always lots to cover. Hi, welcome to Mystic Light Warriors. I'm a divinely guided intuitive here sharing my soul's journey, helping you with your own intuitions and maybe passing on a message or two that you probably need to hear. So let's get right to it because there's always lots to cover.
3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Hey everybody. Okay, first and foremost, grounding. Every time I tried to discuss grounding or start talking about grounding, there were sirens going off. So first and foremost, grounding. That's what I'm doing here. As you can see where I am, there's still a great deal of snow. Not too much, but it's everywhere. So there's no trails to walk along, which is usually where I like to go whenever possible. And so it's a little bit tricky at the moment, but the day was nice enough, just warm enough to get out here. It's important that we're doing grounding, like super important. Over the next week specifically, ground yourself, really ground yourself. Yeah, there's like this, the energy is going to get kind of weird, kind of funky, the word chaotic is coming up, but I don't think it's chaotic in the traditional sense. I think it's sort of like chaotic as in what it compares to, not necessarily chaotic in itself. I don't know what that means, but it's how it presents, how it happens might be chaotic, but it's not going to, life's not going to all of a sudden become so crazy chaotic. It's not like that. It's just how certain things are going to present themselves. So right now or irritating. So right now it's important to, trigger warning. Yeah, trigger warnings. So right now it's important to really ground yourself, really take that time, step away. If you can come out to a place like this and get some energy. A friend of mine had told me to stick my feet in the snow because that's very grounding. I laughed at it. No, it's a little bit too cold for me, thanks. I'm not sticking my feet in the snow. But I did find a spot where there's the water has thawed, and so it's flowing through at this point, and I actually was able to get down into this spot and sit there and just relax for a minute. It was really nice. So I'm going to go back down there now, and we'll pull some cards for the collective, feel into the energies and messages coming through more. So another part of the message that had been coming through was, where have you misstepped? I know recently, more than likely, with all of the triggers and everything happening, perhaps you've misstepped. Perhaps you sort of maybe accidentally almost stepped into an old pattern, for instance. Something that's comfortable, something that feels comfortable to you. You're accepting less than your worth because of comfort, because of familiarity. So where have you misstepped recently? That's the next part of the message that it was coming through, or actually it was the first part of the message. But anyways, it was, where have you misstepped? And see, there's sirens going off again, right? So again, this message is so important. I'm not even going to cut that part out. Where have you misstepped? Where did you, and here's the thing. Yes. Remember, that's right. Remember that even though you might have misstepped recently, you caught yourself, right? You sort of stopped yourself. You realized what you were doing, or either that or you're starting to come to that realization right now, right? And yeah, as I'm saying that, I'm seeing the bubbles. What's coming to mind is the bubbles are starting to pop. Where have you allowed yourself to live in a bubble, to put on your pink glasses, they're coming off now, right? They're starting to come off. So the misstep that you might have taken recently, you're sort of caught yourself. You're sort of like, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea. You know, I know better than this. I'm not going to do this again. And you made a conscious decision. So well done on that one, because it's not easy to switch patterns, right? It's easy to fall into them again. But you caught yourself. You didn't fall all the way into it, did you? And even if you did, that's okay too, because you still caught yourself. You're still like, oh, wait a minute. And you're doing this sooner and faster and quicker because you leveled up. Yes, thank you, thank you. I know. See, we got there. Remember, that's what we've been talking about, the synchronicities that you've been seeing, all of this. Like, my body's buzzing right now. You're leveling up, level up, level up, level up. You're leveling up. So right now, it's almost like you're being tested. It's almost like, you know, you're going to see these triggers come up left, right, and center right now. And it's just to, okay, where are you? Choose where you're at. Choose how you're going to react. Where are you at? And there might be moments where the sun goes behind a cloud, for instance, where it feels like maybe you're going the wrong direction. But see that? The sun will come out tomorrow. Any fans? But this is what they're saying. It's that no matter what, you're having these things happening faster and faster. You're picking up on it. You're picking up speed, you know? As I'm saying this too, I can see the water rushing past here, and right as it goes over a little mini waterfall right there, it picks up speed, and then it goes over another one, and it's rapid, and it picks up speed again. But it's calm sailing right after that. So, while it might seem a little bit turbulent or bumpy here and there, you're handling it beautifully and way better than you would have before. And you know that. It's because you've leveled up, right? I'm hearing the level up again, right? It's because you've leveled up. But my darling, another level up is coming up. You're on the fast track, right? We've discussed this already. I can't stop moving. Like, level up, level up, level up, level up. It's going to keep happening faster and faster and faster, because that's where you're at now. That's the energy. So as these triggers come right now, remember to keep center. Don't get blown away. Just remember, you're on track, and the universe has always got your back. Okay, I've pulled out 3 decks here because they were calling, and so I've got them pulled out, and let me just get set up and we'll pull some cards for the collective. First, check this spot out because it's beautiful. Okay, let me just get you set up to look at the cards. All right, everybody. These are the decks that we are going to be drawing from today. These ones definitely really wanted to be pulled out, specifically the Green Witch's Oracle deck. So let's start with that one. Here's the deck we're going to start with. Let's give it a shuffle and see what wants to come out. Let's give it a shuffle and see what wants to come out. Whoa, that one just flew right out of there. Harvest. Determination and hard work. Let's see if there's another card. Let's give us more. Okay, these just sort of flew out of the deck here, so I'm going to pull them. There's quite a few more than I thought. So, but it's interesting. So we have harvest that came out first. Your determination and hard work, right? This is where we're going to. This is where we're trying to get to, the harvest. But in order to get there, we need to tend maintenance, encouragement, and guidance. So are you getting guidance when you need it? Are you tending your garden? Are you doing the maintenance aspect of things that you need to be doing? The next one was sow. Planning, setting intentions, and optimism. We did this. We've set our intentions. We've sown our seeds. Are you staying optimistic in those intentions? Are you setting it and forgetting it? Or are you bringing up worry? Because again, if we want to reap the seeds that we're sowing, we want that harvest. Next that came up is B, community, cooperation, and sweetness. This is asking us to reach out. If we're not able to keep that optimism open, reach out. Reach out to your community. Cooperation will bring that sweetness of success, right? And then we can all eat together. What did I say earlier? We've got the hearth that came out as well. Safety, comfort, and spiritual connection. That's what we were saying before is, you know, where did you possibly misstep looking for that safety, right? And that comfort and connection. Did you misstep because you're looking for that genuine? The genuine is coming, but you've got to keep that faith open. We've sown the seeds for our success. We've got that harvest coming. We just need to be patient, right? So the final one that came out is potion. Invigoration, empowerment. I definitely want to get some more information on that last one there. This is a really interesting spread. Certainly more than I had planned on. Let's just take a moment and pull up the information from it. The final card is potion, invigoration, and empowerment. So the potion card meaning tells you a small infusion of intention, even just a drop, can invigorate you and get you back on track. And what did I say? What was I saying about a misstep? It's just a teeny one, but you've caught it, right? You need some empowerment. Reach out to the community so that you can feel a proper connection and not just that perceived, not just what we're wanting to perceive. Because don't forget, again, we have that harvest coming. We just need to tend what we've already sown. So empower yourself. Any act done with intention can stimulate forward momentum. Choosing to empower yourself can refresh you enough to galvanize your motivation. So maybe you just need to take a moment in nature. Maybe you just need to take a break. And again, that brings us back to what we said at the beginning of this message about grounding. Interesting. Very, very cool. And don't forget, you know, when we're reaching out to that community, be clear. It also calls us to look at relationships. Can you work more effectively with people? Can you communicate more effectively with people? So hearth as well is also your spiritual connection, not just with your community, but your spiritual connection with your own soul spirit. Take a look at your connection to spirit. Is there a way that you can reinforce or renew your connection? Now, I just want to go back to these first three cards as well because of the way they came out, okay? So they actually came out harvest, tend, and sow, which is interesting because it's actually backwards. Harvest, tend, sow. It usually is sow, tend, and harvest. And in this particular card set, those are the last three in this series. So harvest is asking you to reflect upon whether or not you're burning out because of too much hard work too quickly. Can you give yourself support as you reap the bounty of your efforts? But again, don't lose your way. Harvest directs you to collect your bounty, recognize your blessings, but not to stop working too early. You're almost there, but there's still things to see through. You're going to have to work to recoup that energy you previously invested. Now, tend is also asking what areas of your life need support and what are threatened by toxicity. You too deserve maintenance. Where do you need to tend to yourself? Where do you need energy? Do you need to come out and there's the sunshine coming out? Do you need to come out into the sun? See, it's shining right on 10 too. Where do you need encouragement and guidance? Okay? And then so came after. Yes, we've planned a lot of things. We've set a lot of intentions. But is it time now to also set new intentions? You've changed. We've leveled up, remember? And we've talked about this. Now's the optimal time to set things in motion. And actually, depending on where you are in the world and where you see this message, because yes, this will be a timeless message, but when it's being filmed, for me, yesterday was the 369 portal. Very, very, very good time to set intentions. But again, be optimistic with those intentions. Set it and forget it. We're going to go into the witching hour now. Let's see what wants to come out. Okay, this flipped out right as soon as I heard sirens going off. This card flipped out. So it's growth, the ice moon. Let's see if there's one more that wants to come out here with that. Give some more context to it. What else do you need to know? Okay, it's not one more, it's two more. The Mead Moon, self-reward, number 18, which breaks down to 9. 39, the Cold Moon, personal alchemy. So I don't think this is super surprising to me with the growth card coming out first. We are going through a period of major growth, but again, it's not done. It's not like we can just sit back and relax and do nothing. We're being asked to look at where else we can grow. It's an ongoing process of developing yourself to achieve your fullest potential. Open your mind and allow yourself to understand that there's many different ways that you can grow. Self-reward is under the Mead moon. This is a good time to give yourself a bit of a reward. Again, we've been working really hard on different things, on our manifestations, on our intentions, and we've been really putting in the work on self. She knows she's done a good job. Oh, there goes the wind. It's time to celebrate a little bit. Don't forget, we still got work to do, but it is time to celebrate. You also need to make sure that you're celebrating the wins as they come. And finally, personal alchemy is the cold moon. And actually, again, in this particular deck, that is the final card in the deck. So it's the cold moon, waning moon, the crone. Now the crone reaches deep within, finding her soul. And that's what you're doing. That's what we've been doing. This is the journey. If you're here, this is the journey you've been on, is going within. So personal alchemy is asking you to identify the areas of your life that you can make changes in. Gather the resources and make the shifts. Break it up into small, easy to do tasks though. Easy to implement tasks though. You don't need to take off a big bite. She didn't get to where she is by taking it all on at one go. She took her time, bit by bit. She didn't just jump in. Finally, I love this deck. We're gonna pull a familiar card from the Runic Oracle. Okay, Burkano definitely wants to come out. It was jumping to come out. So Burkano, the hare. In springtime, fertile, the fertile mama hare brings forth abundance of new life. She is the great mother and fiercely protective. The timeless cycles of the earth flow through her, generation after generation. Burkano holds within it the mature female wisdom of our mothers and our grandmothers. Burkano speaks of female fertility and also of the safety and shielded sanctuary of the womb. When this rune appears in a reading, there may be a birth of a child, an idea, or even a new goal. And what were we discussing? About setting new intentions? The magical workings. This is a powerful healing rune with additional emphasis on purification and detoxification, especially in combination with laguz. Carve it into a slice of ginger to add to an infusion. All right. We will look up Burkano and we will come back in a few days and see what else we've learned about a Burkano and where it's showing up in life. All right, that's it for now. Hope that helped. And as always, if you've liked the content you've seen today, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what hit for you, what didn't hit for you, what are your practices.